just about to get started here. Don't mind my desk, everything's probably crazy messy as I'm just finishing up a project upcoming for the benchmark videos for the Intel 270K Plus. I know you guys are really excited to see that. Without further ado, let's go ahead and pretty much get started with the show. Hopefully everyone is having a great morning, depending where you are around the world. What's up, Havy? Great to see you. Great to see all of our wonderful members. I'm just preparing. What's up, Takuma? All I'm doing now is just preparing this video. Pretty soon I'll have it dropped for you guys, especially for the members. It should be out probably roughly about, I'm assuming like maybe 2 or 3 o'clock Eastern time. So definitely be prepared, which is going to be probably about like 5 or 6 hours from now with the 270K plus benchmarks, as I'm sure all of you are curious. I do have some great news for you guys out there. I'm working with one of the guys right now in order to try to secure this 9950 X3D2. As soon as I get more information, I am excited to share a little bit more details with all of you, especially if when I get an ETA for it, because we can really test it on the ASRock B850 motherboard here. You guys just checked it over at Hungry, and you guys don't have it just quite yet. You know, the crazy thing is, it was available, but it was a short window. As soon as it was posted up, roughly maybe about like 3 or 4 hours, it just went down. It was even on Amazon. LSG, what's up? Everybody say what's up to LSG. He's our wonderful moderator over on Discord. And also, I gotta let you guys know, and I'm gonna obviously let the public know about this too. Bob, what's up? I know you need to buy a 280mm AIO to prepare for the 9950 X3D2. The Miku PC will absolutely. I can't wait for that. You know how incredible that PC would be? But just to forewarn you guys, anybody that is part of the Discord, I did catch a imposter actually join in, and that had the same name and everything, looked mostly similar, except he had a small little period before the name. It's a Chris Mizo. It's a dot Chris Mizo, and then another period. Just be aware if you get any type of messages that talks about anything about like crypto or any type of anything to do when it comes to their investments, that's going to be a scam. Just to forewarn you guys, just be really careful out there. It seems like these little lives have obviously nothing better to do but try to scam people out of money. So just make sure to be really careful when this does happen. So Weenie says that Newegg has the 270K Plus for $350. Awesome. It's great that they finally have it in stock. For the longest time, that was actually really hard to get your hands on. So what's with the new Discord channels? I didn't really check them out. Oh, so the Discord channels are just pretty much more like other servers that you could join in, such as like Car Enthusiast was one that was requested for, and I believe that there was another, but it's been a little while. It was a little while since I've adjusted it, so it will probably go out of stock again. I think so, especially for how well it performs. I'm really excited to share with you guys like on just how well this processor performs, especially for how inexpensive it is. Usually when you purchase a processor at this level, you would think you would be purchasing something like a 285K. It performs to pretty much on nearly that level, and exceeds even some of the levels, which you will see in a few hours for sure. I'm just curious about everybody out there if they are interested in getting the 9950 X3D2. So Jenna Moore says, I mean, it's kind of better than the 70. Yeah, it's pretty much on par with the It's when it comes to the Intel, when it comes to Intel's 270K plus, it's pretty much closer to actually like a 7950 extra D when you look at the numbers. When you compare the two, I can say. Intel can't keep their GPUs in stock. The actual Intel cards are not the third party cards. That's pretty wild. It seems like Intel's slowly to gain a little bit more popularity, especially in the GPU sector. I'm curious to see if they are going to be willing to develop it a bit more out there, like when it comes to their GPUs. How many of you out there would be interested in seeing like more Intel GPUs inside of PC builds? I'm sure there's probably a bit of curiosity to see how well it performs, and I definitely have to uh, work on trying to get a contact with Intel because that would be great for us to see. Okay, so Weenie would love to see it. Anybody else interested in it? Actually, I could go into. I'll create a poll later, especially once we go public. I can't really make my usual polls because of this is a member and Twitch stream only currently until we go live at 10:30. I'll start throwing up the polls. So Bob Barkinson said, I was given the Intel Arc 750 and I plan on using the H265 transcoding. Would be nice to get 50% of space back from my compressing anime collection. Oh, that would be nice. Actually, you know what? I just thought of something. I wonder if there's a way I can actually bring up the chat. I just thought of this. Let me see if this is possible doing it like this. I bet I probably can. Hopefully it doesn't take up too much of the window, but let me see. I'm going to try something real quick, guys. And hopefully this does work out because this would be great if it does. Let me see. And I'll call this chat. I got my keyboard way up there because I got my map book. All right, so let's see. Will it come up? Or will it just stay hidden? Let's see. Oh, there you go. Yeah, it might work. You guys can see that, right? So actually, maybe this is the best way to do it. But I just got to figure out the... It's probably hard to see, though, I would think, right, guys? Let me see. And then I got to figure out if I can, without covering my face, really. Let me see. Now my face is covered. So, not live. Yes, I'm live on YouTube and Twitch, but unfortunately, the other chat window doesn't work unless I go public. So I'm going to work on that. At least you guys can get an indication of what it looks like. Let me see if I can change up the overlay real quick. See if I can make it just the opacity so you guys can actually see it. I was just slapped with Twitch ads so I scrambled. Oh, I apologize for those Twitch ads. By the time I'm going to build a new system anyway, about every 10 years or so. And that's the right way to do it. There's no rush. Hey, what's up, Amir? I'm doing great. How about yourself? Amir's really excited, and I know some of you guys out there are certainly excited for the ASUS Equalizer, the new 12-volt high-power ports. Somebody actually just tested it recently, and they said that the temperature difference is about 7 degrees so far, from what I've seen. I missed the above part. I know. I'm working on it. This is kind of like a last-minute adjustment here. Let me see. Let me see if I can adjust the opacity here, because then it would make it easier for you guys. Let me see, and of course, no. Figures. It would make it a lot easier if I can force SDR. And no, that's. I bet there is. I just got to figure out. I probably got to use like a filter. Let me see. If you guys want the chat window, let me know if this makes it easier for you guys. If but at least you guys know what's going on between Twitch and YouTube between you guys. So I'm waiting on the new Corsair ones. I agree. I think Corsair's certainly cooking. I think they are going to drop something very interesting as they're a bit debatable. It reminds me, Amir, I really got to reach out to my contact over in at Corsair, see if we can get some, try to see if we can get any information about this whole Corsair. Yes, we are live. I have this chat window up if you guys are curious, because this is like the members chat plus the plus we have the Twitch chat. So if I'm going to figure something out here, and just give me a second. Apologize that this probably looks insane right now. Wasabi is live. Hopefully you're feeling better. I'm hoping that you're feeling great. Wasabi is live. So right now I'm just trying to figure out the adjustments here. I want to just to try to, let's see. I know I have to go over to the filter side here. And from here I'm gonna have to go to effects. And there we go. There we go. How's that, guys? Isn't that better? So this is temporary. There you go, guys. How's that? If it's too, I'll probably do it like this. There you go. That might be better this way. Not bad? Okay, perfect. I figured that would work. That's much better. Yeah, it doesn't look so crazy. It doesn't look so, it doesn't look like I rigged the system. Oh, do I hear Gigasus? Do I hear Gigasus on the way? If you guys aren't familiar with Gigasus, Gigasus is the ASUS and Gigabyte collaboration. Could you imagine that? Gigabytes actually came out with a power supply. There came out with a power supply that actually competes with the whole 12-volt high power port. It's another way to it's another way to actually keep the 12-volt high power port cool. So they have their version of the equalizer. MSI has their power supply to where they're trying to be able to adjust their fashion when it comes to if it gets too hot, such as alerts to let you know that the PSU is getting too hot, and then it'll shut down within about 60 seconds. And if you ever hear this alert, it kind of just kicks on, and it makes a kind of like a alarm sound just to let you know. And then it will give you pretty much a countdown timer, like 60 seconds before the PC will actually shut down, unless you're able to adjust it. You know what's funny? I've actually seen some I've seen some water coolers out there, like little fake copper blocks that they put on the 12-volt high power ports. Oh, AMD confirms Ryzen 9 9950X3D. Yeah. You know what the crazy thing is? I don't know if you guys saw it, but there was a post. I put it up on Twitter and X about how much the pricing is. And Amazon listed the pricing at $999 USD, which is insane. So, hey Chris, I'm working on it. I am still working on it. I'm gonna call my guy soon. As soon as I am working with him right now, but I am working on it. But I do expect that a lot of those motherboards, the Neos, I do think that they're gonna come out a bit more closer to the summertime. So, Microsoft Xbox mode is now rolling out Windows 11 through. Oh wow, I might go broke in the next few months. I might have to ask for a loan for the bank for the full white ASUS ROG. Now tell us the truth, Wasabi. How often are you looking on for these white ASUS parts? How often are you looking for it? Are you? I gotta ask you. Are you tempted? Is anybody out there tempted to get the Z890 ASUS Glacier or the X870E, the ASUS Glacier, the one with the like that OLED screen? It looks pretty dope. Every single time. uh, that's funny. That's so. Anytime you do that, you know that you're going to make the purchase deep inside. And you're just, right now, you're just satisfying yourself. You're satisfying your bank account. And you're pretty much just giving it another day to live. But until then, there's going to be that one day where you're going to end up just slipping up and be like, this is it. This is the day I'm going to pull the trigger. I agree, Avi. It is a beautiful motherboard. Wasabi says he's checking out 3 Amazons at the same time every day in order to look for it. Yeah. So let's see what Amir sent us here. And we're going to go and take a look at the price increases. This is actually some great information here, which is, if anybody is curious about the price increasing, this is by Video Cards, a very good, reputable website to take a look at anytime you want to get some info. And so ASUS has updated its support document to confirm exactly what power supplies will ship with the ROG equalizer 12-volt 2x6 cable. So the PSUs listed by ASUS now, they're going to be these ones here, which is the ROG Thor 1000-watt Platinum 3. So they're moving on from the 2. The 3 is like the true changer. And take a look, guys. They have a Hatsune Miku edition. They ROG Thor version 3. So this is the iteration will feature this new equalizer cable. So your grandkids will pay the price ultimately. All they're gonna see after you're gone is ASUS white. Oh no. The ROG Crosshair X870E Glacial. Yeah. Yeah, you're gonna really like it. Amazon Spain has the cheapest 5080 Astro White ROG at 1700 euros. Oh, really? So they have the cheapest version, you can get it. F them kids. That's true. You know, they'll be they'll be happy once they get that, once they obtain that white PC build. They'll be like, yeah, I can see why it's worth it. According to ASUS, the updated bundles will start appearing Q2 2026. So that's going to be between about pretty much now to the end of May. So so we'll more than likely see it around then. So that's around, yeah, it's April, May, June. So it'll be between those 3 months that we could possibly see it. So the cable is not free, even with the bundled power supply. So ASUS also confirms that the pricing will change for units released after Q2 2026. Added cables, in other words, will be more expensive. So it's definitely going to go up a bit in price because of it. And here goes ASUS's quote right here, quote unquote. Regarding pricing, versions released after Q2 2026 will have their retail price adjustments according to the inclusion of ROG equalizer cables. In contrast, the versions currently available for purchase are offered based on specifications and pricing at the time of the release, ensuring alignment between product contents and pricing. So this is what ASUS had to say about it. And what we can see is that there will be a slight adjustments in pricing, but hopefully things get priced out a bit better, especially now. It seems that things are supposed to be getting better. We've seen indications of where RAM looks like it's been adjusting in pricing, and it's looking a bit better because of it. But again, let's just hope that we can see a shift when it comes to it. Especially, we have to see at least a slight decline when it comes to AI, where it becomes a bit more modern, where they take a look at more things like about how they can be more efficient for AI. And if this is the case, if they can be more efficient, then they won't need as much hardware in order to run it. But due time, we will see how that's going to go. So for everybody that's excited for the next upcoming build, we do got Project Metal. I'm hoping to get Project Metal as soon as started as next week. And for everybody that is just coming in, just to let you guys know, there will be benchmarks coming up within the next 5 hours on the YouTube channel. Maybe sooner, maybe a little bit longer, but it will certainly be posted sometime today. You guys will certainly get a notice on there, on notice on Discord once it is available, or on YouTube. So $500 cables. Oh yeah, water cooled too. So oh yeah, so I started taking Freya to the dog trainer. She is a stubborn dog. Training your dog is more difficult than people think. Oh yeah, it's a process. When you train a dog, you have to have a lot of patience. For anybody that has a dog can certainly tell you that, especially when they're young as puppies. The key is, if you have as much patience with them, and in order to train them, they'll obviously turn out so much better. Especially with Huskies, I know they're a bit more stubborn, so it can take quite a bit more time. And I know you have to really, really bite your tongue on the whole patience side. So Takuma says, Wasabi says the ASUS ROG Hyperion 701 Whites, ROG Corsair, Crosshair, X Corsair. Could you imagine that? X870E Glacial, ROG Real 4 SLC 360 AIO, ROG Astral RTX 5080 White Edition. Oh man, look at Takuma being a bad influence there. So, I wonder what Robert's thinking over there. Like, are you thinking of? I got a question, Robert. Are you thinking of switching over to like the newer ASUS power supplies, or just getting the cable for your power supply? Takuma helped you out with a complete kit. I'm pretty sure at the moment Wasabi is looking at Takuma's comment here, and he's thinking, oh, let me take full advantage of this. Let me take full advantage of this kit here. So yeah, I thought the husky thing wasn't that serious, not my husky. Yeah, yeah. It's always like that. From what I've seen and from when I met huskies, they're always they're always stubborn, and they're definitely one of the tough ones to train. But I'll tell you what, if you get them trained well, that is something that you should certainly feel proud of, because many people don't have the patience to deal with the huskies as much, or it's just hard to, not really the patience, but it's just really hard to get them to really listen, because they love to go their own way. They love to go their own route. Yeah. I'm pretty sure he probably has 8 browser tabs open, and all the browser tabs right now that are open are probably each component, like the power supply, you got the motherboard out. Havy loves it. I know Havy loves that idea. I mean, take a look at it. ASUS ROG Hyperion 701 White. That would be sick. Let me see. Let me move my laptop a little bit back as we prepare for the public show in a bit. Um, you know what's funny? This morning, I went to walk the dog, and then I heard a knock on the door. And as soon as I opened the door, it's this guy, and he's wearing a badge. I'm thinking, okay, so what's he looking for? So I went to talk to him, and he said that he was a that he's trying to serve papers to somebody, like one of my neighbors here. So hopefully, hopefully he's alright. From what it sounds like, oh, that's what I get for messing with my keyboard. But from what it sounds like, the guy's not in any trouble or anything. He just, I guess, had some issues that he has to deal out with court. But again, I thought that was pretty interesting start to the morning. I have it home unopened, was given. Oh really? What do you have on, what do you have unopened? Sometimes she decides to be an ambulance. 3 in the morning at my door. Does she like to howl like to the ambulances and everything? Does she pick up on that? Because I know some dogs certainly do that. They'll start howling as soon as they hear like something like a siren, or and that's their trigger to start howling. And you know what the funny thing is, Jonah actually used to howl, but he doesn't howl as much anymore. But he only howls if you tell him to howl. He doesn't really howl because there's like an ambulance or anything like that. The government gave them the about not moving at 4 p.m. when, yeah, stop cutting the grass. Stop cutting the grass. Probably went over to say like you really gotta stop using the weed whacker and the lawnmowers. Now just randomly howl and cry and husky talk. Does she usually want to go out at that time? Like, does she want to go out and walk? Or is she the White Hyperion ROG case while I'm building a Haven Doom edition case? Awesome. Oh, and Amir shares this. I figure I'd share this real quick with everybody out there. Because, yeah, and this is exactly what I saw, like about 9-degree temperature drop. Um, so this is a bit interesting. So somebody actually got the equalizer cable and showed a difference in temperature, which I will share with you guys here. You can see that much of a drop between 59.8 degrees Celsius on the original controller, or not the controller, the original 12-volt high power port, and then you see as much of a drop as 58.7 with the new equalizer. Ironically, he is using it on Aura's Gigabyte Master, but the Glacial Edition. So pretty much it almost has a similar build like what I have, except it looks like the AIO here is white. So I wonder if he swapped that out too. Kind of weird. Interesting. But anyway, maybe he swapped it out. So what appears to be the earliest public user report of the ASUS ROG equalizer cable surfaced on Chip Hill. So that much of a difference, the sensor value here. So if you guys are curious about that, she just wants to play unlike Jonah where she can never beat you. Well, I gotta say, puppies are always like that. That's something you just have to deal with them when they're young. I gotta say, like, once they're like from their age now to like about 2 years is like when they're really super active. And they pretty much really start to calm down once they hit like 5 years. Once they get like 5 years old, they'll start to calm down a bit. But yeah, it's a great experience though. Always, those are the golden years. You'll have a lot of fun with a dog, even though it's tough. It creates a lot of memories. Yes, he was super hyperactive. He actually used to run into the woods and everything, where I would have to chase him out. I would have to try to pull him out the woods. And there was even a time where I had to chase him because he was too busy trying to chase a deer. So that you can imagine how much of a headache that was. Uh, so even this right here, they really tried to push the 12-volt high power port. As you can see, the GPU temperature reached about 78 degrees Celsius, and the 16-pin voltage is reaching about almost max here. 16-pin power, close about to 592 watts. Obviously, you can't measure it unless you have a tool like the Grizzly Thermal Pro where you can actually measure it out here. Yes, Takuma, the Doom Edition is cool. We'll post it. Yeah, do it. Would love to see it. Definitely would love to see it. In fact, let me add you guys over here. Anytime I go into the browsing side, I can add you guys onto the chat over here as well to make it easier for you guys too. Hopefully it doesn't, I know the wording probably doesn't help. It probably makes it look a little bit rough here. Think right there. Let me get out of that because that's confusing me a little bit. There we go. Or, figures I do that. Grab the wrong box. Yeah, this probably doesn't look so great when it comes to something like this. Actually, you know what I would have to do? I know exactly what I would have to do. Waffle Skater, what's going on? What's up? Oh, in fact, you know what? And so, time for me to go public, guys. So, 832 watt power draw, damn. Yeah, I mean, it can draw a lot. It can truly draw a lot. So, I'm going to hide this, and we will go fully live here. So, let's go ahead and go fully live here. Be right back, guys, as I adjust the visibility to open out to the public. There we go. What's up, guys? What's up, everybody coming in? Now this is completely opened here. And I'll open this one too. And I'll shut this window off. And finally, we can get social stream nice and open. And just give me a second as we get that open. Now we can bring everybody in. Perfect. So I missed the last stream like by 20 minutes because I work 7 a.m. by 9 p.m. That's all right. I also just woke up. I never wake up this late. That's all right, Waffle Skater. We all have those days. The stream is extrovert now. Yes. This is now it's turned back to the extrovert side. So, you know, the crazy thing is when it comes to it is just the other day, I felt like this too. Like I was exhausted yesterday, but I wanted to make sure to get this video pretty much pushed out and ready for you guys. So welcome everybody that's coming in. If you're unfamiliar with who I am, I'm Chris Mizo, just joining in with all the wonderful members such as Genomorph, Simply Takuma, Wasabi, and of course Waffle Skater. You got Robert here. You got and you got our famous Amir. You got LSG. You got all our wonderful OGs. You got Havy, and of course the one and only Sweeney, or should I say Weenie? But speaking of which, hopefully you guys are excited. I will throw up a poll to you guys in a bit. Is anybody out there really excited for the 9950 X3D2? Maybe you're feeling a bit mixed. What we were just talking about as well is the 12 volt high power port that they just recently revamped for ASUS's power supply, which is the new equalizer. So it's supposed to keep temperatures a bit more cooler, and it's also supposed to give equal distribution when it comes to that port. Now, what I'm really curious about is this is when it's good to get the wire ProView, I think it's called, the thermal grizzly, where you can actually measure out the pins to see how much they're exactly pushing. It's supposed to push out equally and equal distribution to where it's no longer just pushing hotter on the very selective two pins. And if you notice, the top two quarter pins always end up burning out first. So I started going to the gym 6 days a week now. It's brutal. I just got to sleep more than my usual 4 to 5 hours on weekdays. Yeah, it's hard. Like once you start going to the gym, it can be tough trying to function with less sleep. And you definitely feel it more, and your body lets you know it too. You feel more fatigued, you feel a bit more sore, and you just need that much better body recovery. So I'm glad for all you guys going to the gym. Big thumbs up for you guys. I remember Takuma has his bike. So Takuma feels a bit mixed. So what's Takuma's thoughts of the new Gigabyte power supply? If you have seen it, I will definitely show it to you. It seems a bit interesting. I think video cards would actually mention it here. Let's see. And they've been trying to do something with HUDIMM recently, ASUS, which I find a bit interesting. Let me see. Gigabyte's power supply. I know I've seen it over here online. Oh, I'll show you. You know, the funny thing is, it almost seems more hard to get Gigabyte power supplies. For our Micro Center, and I don't know about everybody else's Micro Center out there. Does your Micro Center contain Gigabyte power supplies? It seems that my Micro Center only contains from ASUS, Corsair, Seagates, Thermaltake. We even have what's that brand? Powerflower or Superflower? We have them, and we also have what else? I mentioned Seasonic already, and Lee, and that's what we have mostly. Yes, Gigabyte. Yeah, Gigabyte makes PSUs. Believe it or not, they make PSUs as well. And the one I want to show you guys, for some reason, maybe they haven't pushed it as hard. Maybe it's more of a recent thing. So I'm going to actually go on Gigabyte and actually try to pull it up from them. Let's see. And if you see it, it's also interesting. Every company is coming out with their own version of the 12-volt high power ports to try to prevent any type of, like, pretty much pin burning. It's like, it's a known fact. It's always been a problem since the arrival of the RTX 4090. And hopefully this certainly does fix it. I certainly do hope so. Let me see. Where is it? I should have bookmarked it. Now watch it be hard to find. So simply Takuma says Seasonic also has the new 12-volt 2X. Oh, really? Power guard. Oh, that's pretty cool. You can always turn. Yes, Xenomorph is correct. We can go on Temu to look for the best and most high. If you want reliability, there's nothing like Temu. You go to Temu. If you're looking for not power guard, but you'll get what's called max guard. You'll get the maximum protection there. So TKR says, I want RAM prices to go down. I think a lot of us do. I think all of us want to get these RAM prices pretty much set to better pricing here. It's funny. Let me see. I think I'll make some new adjustments here for the chat window to make it a little bit easier. So planning to build my first gaming PC. What's the difference between AM5 and two different generations that you're dealing with? AM5 is anything that is continuing from 2022 and up. And anything from the whole AM4 section is from 2022 or before. So anything before then, believe it or not, AM4's been around. You know, it kind of brings me into a new topic real quick. That they're talking about doing this whole 5800 X3D 10-year edition. I don't know if you guys saw that. I thought that was pretty wild that they're going to come out with the 10-year anniversary edition. But there you go. That gives you an idea just how old that platform actually is. It came out about nearly 10 years ago. So 2016 to you're talking about here. When it comes to it, even further, actually, I think it's more like 2014. That's just when that processor actually arrived. Take copium like pills. So I was lucky enough to buy a Corsair 32 gigabyte 6000 mega transfers kit for. Yeah, I'm glad you were able to get it. I think a lot of people, if you already owned some RAM from before when you purchased it. A lot of us are certainly lucky for that. For anybody that is building a new PC, of course, you're going to have some hardships purchasing it. Luckily, RAM has been adjusted in pricing to where it's a bit more fair, which I will show you in a bit. RAM pricing has certainly been a cause of a lot of turmoil and issues when it comes to PC builds. But luckily, that has improved drastically. It seems that more or so now, it's more M.2 drives. Now you can get CL30 kits, practically, which are 6,000 megahertz kits, which you can technically get for under $400 or closer to around the 370 to 380 range now. So, I mean, the reason why Temu PSU is a 5-star with 4 reviews. Exactly. So Aorus P1200 watt 880 plus platinum modular has a screen on it. Oh, really? Is that what it is? The Aorus P1200 watts. That would be pretty insane to have, but it kind of sucks in certain cases because certain cases you won't be able to do. You won't be able to really take advantage of that. So I love my your AM4 platform. I think a lot of people do. Some people will never go off of it. So that sounds about right. Dongfeng is the bomb. So Amazon's description, Dongfeng power supply for PCs, laptops. No way. Does it really say that? Please send me the link to that. I would love to check that out because just in case if your card does not start, you can rip it out of your PC and give it a jump start. So I read that in chat. That's okay. No, it's just a joke. I could see it though. It wouldn't be far-fetched. You just disconnect your ATX ports and then you just take it out your PC to go and start your start your car, and then you'll have those comments where it just says great, or it says I love the packaging. uh, you know, let's try to let's find this wonderful 12-volt high power port if we can, and if I do, I will definitely pull it up here, which is we will find it. We will find it. Gigabytes. Well, let's see what we get here. Here it is. I think I found it. It's called Gigabyte Releases a New PSU. Thanks to Unico. Unico actually has this on his page. So I will share it with you guys right now, which it looks like something a bit like closer to this. Now, thanks. Unico says that Gigabyte releases a new PSU series called the Gaming and features 16-pin thermal protection, which is called T-Guard. So, so everything I guess they're going to call it from guard. Anything with guard on it, those words will be something to protect the 12-volt high power port. so yeah, it does. Funny comments on the products. Yes, cool PSU. I didn't install it, but the package. It's absolutely like that. Anytime you take a look at their descriptions, it's always like that. So for somebody on a budget, should I go with AM5 or AM4? Consider I would honestly just go AM5. You can go AM4 technically, but you're going to end up spending more on older hardware. It's always like that. Unless you're going to end up buying it like a little bit used. Now you can still build AM5 like on a great deal. You don't have to get the top of the line components in order to build AM5. You can still go on a 7500X3D even if you have a Micro Center near you, or you can go on Newegg and take advantage of one of their bundles with the 7800X3D. That's what I would highly recommend. Fast shipping on a 13-kilometer. Yes, and then you always will have that odd packaging where it's like wrapped up in old newspapers. It'll be wrapped up in old newspapers from like 2019, and it'll be like wrapped in cardboard, like they'll have like that cardboard recycled wrapped where it was used 10,000 times before they wrap up your product. So the reviews will say it got your fit. Yes, they will say that. Yeah, I will go with Temu in a bit. If anyone is curious about Temu pricing when it comes to RAM, we can definitely check that out. But speaking of which, for anybody that is curious about this, it does have real-time sensing. It does have isolated throttling, so it prevents it from getting draining too much power, and then data recovery, so you're able to recover some of your work, which is a great feature. This is something that's needed, especially if it's trying to save your hardware. So it says the one guy from Temu that gives a 5-star rating, but in the comments, oh yeah, there's a lot of that. There's always a ton of that, especially when you go on Temu. John Guru says that the Johnny Guru, which is he also works with Corsair. So if you guys are unfamiliar with who he is, but anyway, he says that NVIDIA GPUs doesn't like wrong sense settings when the corresponding power configuration of the sense pins is higher than the GPU limits sets and BIOS. They won't boot if 300 watts of cable is used. So the Gigabyte PSU got a unique 16-pin header. It seems that it uses the same pin size as the others. Now, interestingly enough, this is what drew my eye. And this will certainly draw a lot of eyes out there, especially who is thinking of doing a new PC build. This is what makes it truly different. Now, of course, this is nothing too crazy. Just showing some illustrations of it. Of course, that's the temperature sensor. You can't really see it because it's wrapped in heat shrink. And then this is where it gets interesting. Take a look at that. Now, it's more expanded instead of like the more condensed or compressed size for the 12-volt high power ports. So when you take a look at that, it's actually much more wider. And it's almost just as wide as the ATX cable. Now tell me how interesting that is. So that would be their way of distributing the power there. So never forget, Gigabyte bullied to death ASUS during the whole ASUS motherboards breaking GPU. Yes. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, that for sure happened. AM5, it is 16 gigabytes DDR5 RAM. Enough for oh yeah, of course. Definitely enough for more games. I would recommend 32 gigabytes at the minimum for when it comes to RAM. Now, this is going to obviously end up having them to force optimize a lot of games because not everyone's going to definitely have 64 gigabytes because not that long ago, I can tell you, like a year ago, I was saying 64 gigabytes will soon be a standard because of how unoptimized a lot of the games are. But now this will force a lot of game devs to really um, focus on creating their games properly. So 32 gigabytes is the minimum I would recommend. Don't panic on latency as of now. You can always buy newer RAM sticks in the near future, but just get something for now. Just don't get a crazy delayed latency here. So NVIDIA gives away, yeah, oh really? Oh, that is sick. That's pretty dope of NVIDIA to do that. We can definitely check that out in a bit. So it depends on the game. 16 gigabytes is the minimum that I will sell when I build a PC. Yes. Definitely the tricky situation, especially you're looking for somebody that is a bit more on the budget. So Xenomorph says, for some reason I can't find random PSU copies of only legit ones. Really? That's all they have right now is the legit ones. Or are they legit? Are you sure it doesn't say like MSJ? And it's not truly MSI, maybe it's MSJ or something. So get yourself 2 PC setups, buy high-end parts, and go broke. Ernesto, great to see you. Happy to see you. Welcome back. Memory latency in the gaming is pretty minimal, even when you step way down. So, so everyone's curious about these brand new Temu. Let's go on Temu, guys, and take a look at this. Yes, happy Saturday. Yeah, sure. Feel free to share them, Jokabas. Yes, let's go with Temu and look up some power supplies. Maybe they have a solution. 12 volt. Let's see if they started coming out with it already. Maybe we can get some decent cables from them. So would anybody trust getting a 12 volt high power port off of Temu? Like, take a look at this. You can get it for as low as $5, $5.75. And this is the power tap. Take a look at this. And this one's nice because it only requires 2. So you can use this to hook up your 5090. Think I need just one more RAM, but I think I got Warzone to run on good low settings. Oh, that's awesome. Glad you were able to get it running. I think a lot of people would be on pretty much on hope and a prayer at this point, like trying to get this to run just as how they want it to. 50s. No, Jokabas says he has a 5070 Ti, Intel Core Ultra 7 265KF, nice. 32 gigabyte DDR5. Had to take out a mortgage. We've all practically had to take out a mortgage at this point. If you want to build a PC, get ready to refinance your house or refinance your car. Honestly, you'd probably get more out the house than your car, to be honest, at this point. Now, NVIDIA having promotions with Pragmata. Actually, let me just go and show you guys. So I'm going to show you that because Amir wanted to really share this with you guys. Thanks to Amir. It looks pretty awesome, this card. So if you take a look at this, it's a custom wrap RTX 5090 that's out for grabs. NVIDIA is giving it away on their website. So all you have to do is comment Pragmata RTX. Let's give it a shot, guys. Let's see if we can manage to snag one. So don't forget, go onto here. I'll share the link with you guys. I know on YouTube it's a bit restrictive. If you want the link, you're going to have to get the Twitch or go into my Discord here, which I will share on Discord as well for those who do want to join in and be able to want to take advantage of this giveaway. So all you have to do is comment Pragmata RTX. Let's give it a shot. And let me put a GIF here of Jensen Huang here. Try to grab some sort of attention. Have him eating. How about that? So all you have to do is post this, and you can win yourself something like this: the Pragmata RTX 5090 Founders Edition. That's pretty dope. That is dope. So I run a 9070 XT overclock. I went cost for performance. Seeing that, I think it looks nasty. Hey, you might think it looks nasty, but I'll tell you what, when you put it up on the market, it won't be so nasty. I think you would be happy with the result. I know it's been not the greatest. Maybe not everybody out there is going to want to run this type of RTX 5090 in their system. But hey, try to take advantage of the situation if you can. My PC isn't showing on monitor. It doesn't show, but it doesn't show on post. So you're having boot issues right now. So has your PC ever booted? It's because the wires don't get hot, makes bad connections and high resistance. That's exactly the case, Hidden Bull. He is correct. So anytime this whole 12-volt high power port issue does happen, it's because at first it was reason to think that the 12-volt high power port wasn't truly connected. Like you would have some of the wires sticking out. I can grab one, for example, so you can see. Let me see, where is it? Here you go. So on this port here, what they would do is, if you take a look at this, it would kind of stick out. Like it would kind of sit, and then it wouldn't be all the way sitting in. And if that does happen, that's going to cause resistance. Anytime you have any type of resistance, that can cause big issues, meaning you're going to get problems with melting. PC will start up and then freeze. It'll do really crazy things. And then eventually it'll get to the point where it gets scorched. So that was the original assumption of what was happening, that most people were not plugging in the 12-volt high power port correctly. So then the next thing that they realized when it came to the whole 12-volt high power port was that the power load balance was not correct. Instead, it was pushing out on these corner pins up here. If you look over here up onto the top of it, that it would end up actually burning out because a lot of the it would actually reach higher amperage on the two pins, specifically on those two corners. So now with this new power supply that ASUS is coming out with, Corsair is rumored to drop something pretty crazy. And also when it comes to Seasonic, even you have Gigabyte that's coming out with their version, that it's supposed to have a bit more equal distribution when it comes to power load. And if that's the case, you have less resistance because again, you have higher amperage. It's going to cause less resistance on other pins because of it. Actually, the other pins would have a bit more amperage, it means, and this would have more resistance. So if that's the case, then that's going to end up melting out up the pins. What's up, happy little bee? So, now let's see. I tried to installing Windows 11, but never posted. Okay. So you tried to install Windows. So you're saying the PC has never started at all, and you just built this PC, is the question. So Pillow Coon says the RTX 5090 Founders Edition is the most sought after version of the 5090 in the Northern Europe, as only one shop sells them directly. Oh, really? Yeah, because even here, the 5090 Founders Edition is pretty tough to get. I mean, we have Best Buy that has them, but good luck at finding it at Best Buy. It's really tough. Micro Center, they don't even really get the Founders Edition. If they do, it's really just random and out of luck. It's just like NVIDIA chooses who gets the 5090s, the Founder Editions. I agree. Wasabi's correct. Now, the 5090 Founders Edition is a bit overrated in the fact that the cooling is not going to be nearly as good. It gets actually much more warmer and much more hot. So that's why the 5090 can be a bit overrated unless you're planning to have it in a system where it's going to be pretty much water cooled or have a custom loop, because then you can take advantage of it. So And between those two, not a BMW guy, but I would pick an M3 first of if I had to pick out those two. So most of the time, the melting has been found to be bad connection because of low voltage on one lead. Yes, and that's the problem, that it was creating so much resistance. They're trying to figure out the resistance issue. I always figured out that power load balance would be a bit better once they started going with like at least two 12-volt high power ports, which we all expected for the 50 series, similar to what they did with PCI Express ports. Let's say you recently bought a high-end PC with the RTX 5090 ASUS Astral and the AMD 7800X. 3D, I'm assuming. How long will you be cool with no upgrading for how many years? It depends on you. It just depends on what you're looking for out of your PC. Now, it sounds like you're building more of a 4K type of gaming rig, I'm assuming. That's high refresh rate, and if that's the case, you can actually have that type of build for actually quite a bit of a long time. Amir, yeah, Amir was the first one to let me know he had a 5090 RTX. One of the first people I known that has a RTX 5090 was from Amir. And I remember the first game he actually showed me on was Terminator. But that's pretty wild though. Amir's, when he first showed it to me, he was showing how cool the temperatures were, like when he first got it. But again, there's much better ones out there, like when it comes to aftermarket, like ASUS has their version because you have 4 fans pretty much cooling it compared to 2. So Mr. Rainbow, I'm waiting for the AMD 170 XT. I don't know how long I'll be waiting, but I'm definitely going to get that one or wait for that specific version. I get it, especially for those who are trying to stick with AMD. AMD does great. I hope that I was really hoping that they would really truly press the pedal to the metal, like really going full out and actually compete with Nvidia. But it's almost like anything that Nvidia does, AMD tries to hop onto the same bandwagon too, just like this whole AI phase. So 5090 fits in most ITX builds. No other 5090 does it, and the temps are not that bad. Nice. Yeah, if you can manage to get it and you can get decent temps, that's all that matters. Now, it matters a bit more for those who are really trying to push a 5090, but then again, not many people are going to be pushing a 5090 that hard. Yeah, my first build, everything spins up and lights up. I have DisplayPort connected to my GPU, but it says no signal. So, are you getting any codes? And can you please share your specifications? Yes, Amir also uses the cable mods for X8s, and they've been pretty decent, right? So the RTX 5090 is a help. Yeah, I mean that's how most people would describe it. So it wasn't just resistance; it was the load balance. Yeah. So you put so much power on smaller wire, and exactly. I mean that's what causes, that causes higher resistance too. Because you put more power on smaller wires and the other ones aren't getting as much. And there's always going to be some sort of it has to be balanced. That's the whole thing. As a mechanical engineer, I would say the Founders Edition looks the most impressive of all. You know why? Because it's thin. That's why. It's thinner than most other ones. And if you ever seen one taken apart pretty much, it's wild how it's put together. So I'm going to throw out a poll for everybody out there. Feel free to make a vote on it, because I know you guys, I'm curious to hear what your thoughts are of this, which is going to be, is anybody out there actually going to be interested in getting the 9950X 3D2? Now, I did manage to see that they ended up having it up for pre-order as soon as 2 days ago. And I put it up onto my on the Twitter or X post, and as soon as I put it up, within about like 2 or 3 hours, it ended up just disappearing. All the AMD 9950X 3D2s are just gone. So I'm curious about how many people are actually interested in getting it. I get Steven. Steven says no, he's not interested at all. and I can understand why it is a very expensive CPU. So I'm going to throw out a poll for everybody out here so you can feel free to have your votes. So what are your thoughts of it? So we got no already. Yes. I know Waffle's answer right there. Yeah, a lot of people are not interested in it. So, specification meaning what was your build with? What's your motherboard? What's your CPU? What's your all the information? Manic says how to calculate the total watts of a PC is required. I'm confused whether to get. It depends. What type of PC build are you going? Please show them my PC. Oh yeah, sure. Yeah, so Amir wants to show his PC. His PC's beast it. So take a look. This is Amir's PC right here. I'm going to switch over to the Discord side, guys, so you guys can take a look at this. So you guys can continue voting. I'll put the right there. And let me see. I have to add the poll over here on this version, guys. So let me see. We'll go back to the poll in a bit, but this is his build right here, which is going to be, isn't that pretty sick? Founders Edition. Look how clean that is. Look how neat that is. Big props to Amir for this build here. I would say the 5090 FE looks superb in the ITX build. As a big ATX, it might look dinky. What are your thoughts of this? As the Intel, he originally had the 285K, and then he has the 18, then he has the 270K plus they replaced it with. And he's running on an ROG Maximus motherboard. I bet this makes Takuma like, let me show my build. I bet Takuma wants to show his build. The 35090s he got. He has, and yeah, beautiful fans, right? And this is the cable that he's talking about. He got from Cable Mods. And take a look at this. This is his running on Resident Evil Requiem. So he's running only about, what's that, 67? And there's the PC build live, actually running. Yeah. What's the above GPU? A GT10. 35090s, man. How much RAM does it? Yes, that is true. How much RAM does he have? How much RAM do you have, Takuma? Feel free to share. So what do you rate this build, guys? What are you guys thinking? How much red is? Yes. 8400 megatransfers, and he has CU DIMM. So he's running top-notch performance when it comes to running on a Intel platform. Too big for my taste. So, guys, feel free to rate his build. Let him know. Let Amir know what you think of his build. Give it from a 1 to 10. What do you think of his build? Feel free to put it down in the comments. A 1 to 10. What do you think of Amir's build? Wasabi gives it an 8 out of 10. Awesome. Oh. Are you serious, Waffle? I know you. I know you're messing with him. You got to be messing with him. I bought a I bought a new cooler air for my upgrade, and it was only $20. There are yes, you can take advantage of that. Corsair HX 1500 I 2020. Yes. And I without a doubt, I know Amir will hop onto, if Corsair drops a new power supply where the balance load is much more even, he would 100% take advantage of it. Havy gives it a 7 out of 10. I know you definitely love the wonderful ASUS products that are on there. It's kind of low profile. Jennifer thinks it's a little low profile. Do you think you can get Q Flash a motherboard with a 3? Yeah, of course you can get Q Flash. And you're talking about standard Q Flash, not Q Flash Plus, just to make sure. I know it's a little bit confusing how they word it, but if you're talking about standard Q Flash, yes. Even if it's Q Flash Plus, yes, you can do both. I run a 9800 X3D and a 9070 XTD overclock, 64 megabytes of RAM, a creative sound card. Oh wow, man, I that gives me back memories. Creative sound cards. And I run 1,000 watts, but the calculators say I need only about 750. It's always good to give yourself leg room because even though they tell you like, oh, you only need 750, you have to consider yourself when you upgrade your parts. My phone screen sometimes registers my touch, not when that's always annoying too when that happens. So Corsair 420 Titan AIO, and fan Corsair's QX140. Love Corsair fans; they are awesome. Only thing that bothers me about Corsair is you have a little less freedom when it comes to their ecosystem. I started the Resident Evil 2 remake, and that game's like, oh, man, you know, after playing Resident Evil Requiem, it kind of just made me want to play all the Resident Evils again. And now there's this rumor, and I don't know if you guys heard or not, but the current rumor is that they are coming out with a Resident Evil Zero remake and also a Resident Evil Code Veronica remake. So those are the two rumors of coming out, and I've heard a lot of people that's been trying to push for Resident Evil 1 to get remade once again. So, what's up? What's up, Guy Kyopo? I am not. Unfortunately, I am not. um, yep, the PSU runs cooler. I like updating the BIOS with a 3.0 USB stick because I heard that's better than a USB 2. Yes, I mean, it's definitely a bit more reliable. The speeds are going to be a lot more quicker. Well, maybe he's assuming that because we're in Miami. If I'm sure if he knows that, I think he knows we're in Miami because he's been in our wonderful fan band before. So let me see. So Egyptian has disappeared. Yes. Well, the good news is at least they opened up the strait again. So as long as the strait is open, hopefully pricing gets better. But Egyptian's been busy, man. Egyptian's he's been like studying a lot. Man, I can't believe all the no's so far. Like all the no's for the 9950 X3D2. And speaking of which, let's go in Micro Center because I know this screen's been up for a little while. I know it's been a little stagnant, and I know if there's people out there that's really curious about the current pricing and market where we are today when it comes to pricing. Capcom does such a good job on the remakes, plus Resident Evil has its own engine. Yes, and that's absolutely the king. And you know the crazy thing is Monster Hunters Wilds uses Resident Evil engine. Believe it or not. Yeah, feel free. Feel free. And you can have it pop up over here onto the chat. I mean, pop it up over here onto the stream. So I heard that it was closed again this morning. Oh, really? Oh, that's wonderful. So I send it, rate my build. I knew Takuma was going to do it. I knew Takuma doesn't play. Takuma does not play when it comes to his builds. Is it true that the 58, if they do, AMD is smoking some hard stuff? If that is the case, because that would just make absolutely no sense, as there's not going to be any changes or improvements. It's literally just because it's 10 years. And that's the only reason why. The main reason why I'm not interested in the X3D2 is because the lack of performance between the 9950. It makes sense. It makes perfect sense. And it's expensive. I mean, look at the standard 9950 right before we look at Takuma's build real quick. I'm going to just share this with you guys. Like, you look at the standard pricing of a 9950 X3D. They all should, yeah, I agree. It's $640. So and you even get Crimson Desert with it. So you can get this for 640. And in fact, you could get a motherboard. You could get RAM and you could get the processor for $913. But the 9950X3D2 is going to be closer to the $1,000 range. So you won't even get all of this if you go with the 9950X3D. In fact, you could get a really nice one. Look at this one. You get a Ors Master Wi-Fi 7. You get a Corsair Vengeance 32GB kits. And you get the 9950X for $1,200. But again, you get some better deals on this side of the fence, I gotta say. And you're paying an extra $400 for what, which is yet to be unknown as of now. But unfortunately, this has been the majority poll. If you guys are part of the wonderful fan bam and got to get a chance to vote onto the poll, which I will show you guys. I'll show you guys the poll, and then we'll get over to Takuma's build, which you guys can rate, which I'm definitely excited to show you guys. So if you guys are unfamiliar, if you go to my post, you could still feel free to. I don't think there's any expiration on the posts, but if you go further down here and you check what CPUs should we go with Project Metal, and the overwhelming majority of people has voted on this, and the majority of people has voted, and so far it's 109 votes on this, and they all want to see the 9950X3D2 for Project Metal. So this is the CPU that we will go with on this build. I think there's a lot of curiosity in it. So people want to see how this CPU is going to perform. And I'm also even curious myself to see how well it does as well. So yeah, exactly the issue. I agree. And we may see more latency, hence why there was an advantage when it had just one 3D V cache versus another one which is non 3D V cache, which is better for multitasking performance. I could see them doing this and having great. That's hilarious. I saw the yes, and that's the problem. $1,000. Okay. So what we're gonna do. So it's K today says, because of Moore's laws and power supplies reaching higher limits, becoming the efficiency, do you see computers lasting longer than 5 to 10? That's a very good question. And as of now, I think PCs, they're trying to get it to the point where, if you really think about it, they're trying to get it to the point where it's too expensive. It's already expensive as it is when it comes to building PCs. So if it continues on this route, they can slowly have less interest into building PCs and try to get people into purchasing more pre-built consoles, like practically like an Xbox Series Z or whatever they want to call it, Project Helios. And then you have PlayStation 6. They're trying to get more people into that boat and going into the cloud. I could see that versus buying full out hardware. And then hence, if you have less people purchasing PC builds and pre-built PCs, then of course it's going to fade because there's just not going to be a market for it. But the truth and reality of things, I think that there always will be a market of it because there's always going to be enthusiasts for it. So it's hard for me to see it actually go away unless it becomes more portable to where you can actually say like build your own laptop or handheld or something like that. Then I can see it turn into a different market in that sense. But even then, you still run into power limits. And most people who build PC wants to get the most out of their PC. Igor, what's up? So right now I'm in Takuma's post right now. Takuma has his PC build. Oh, come on, Takuma. You got to send more pictures than this. You got to show how your PC looks like when it's on, man. Because it's hard. It's going to be hard for people to vote on this. Because we want to get a good vote on this. So right now, what we're doing is we're voting on our wonderful viewers' PC builds. I would love for all of you to vote on this Takuma's PC build from 1 to 10. And just let me know what you guys think. It's an all-white build. It's beautiful. And here it is. It's going to be... Let me just swap over the Discord channel here. Okay. And it's going to look just like right down here. We're going to enlarge it. And here it is. This is Takuma's build. This is his all full out gigabyte build. Now Takuma can feel free to share all the specifications for it. This is in a wonderful Fantex case. And talk about matching everything with everything. Xenomorph's sure he's getting a 10 on his. So give Takuma a rating. I only have one video when it's working. Oh, man. Give him a vote. What do you think of Takuma's build from 1 to 10? What do you guys, how do you think? Still too big. This is a massive case. This is a large case that he does have it in. There you go. And here's another photo of it right here. So what do you guys think? To really critique it. What do you love about it? What don't you like about it? Even it has dual 120 millimeter fans as exhaust. That's plenty of cooling there, right? The GPU bracket is ugly. Well, that's the standard gigabyte bracket that they give you. So Trinity doesn't like the bracket. So from 1 to 10, what do you think of Takuma's build? Let him know. Let him know your thoughts, what you like about the build. Feel free to say it. Weedy says, go big or go home. There are 100. Oh, wow. So it's a full 280 millimeters. Xenomorph gives it 9.5. Hidden Bull gives it 9.5. Igor gives it an 8. K gives it an 8. Nice, nice. Everybody's saying they're part of it. So it depends on how the fans are. These are really good fans. These are D30s, correct? D30 fans, is it? Takuma, if I remember correctly. So Takuma is working on getting the video. While Takuma's getting the video, we'll return back to Takuma. So Trinity doesn't like the cables. RAM is a beauty. Yeah, they are. They are gorgeous. Those are the Trinity. What's it called? They're the G Skill. Now it's slipping my mind. It's the G Skill ones. The really beautiful G Skill RAMs. Havy says, nice build. Takuma should have gone with Lee and Lee white fans. 9 out of 10. So everyone's given, so you at least get a 9 out of 10. Mostly lots of 9s out of 10. You should be proud of yourself, Takuma. Right now, I see the rear ones blowing out. Hope on the top. I said, okay, so Joku sends his. We'll go to Xenomorphs next. And then, yes, the real S. That's it. Trident Royals. That's exactly what they are. So honestly, I'm a fan of RGB lights and stuff. This build is solid. It's nice, nice. They remind me of rapper Steve's really. 7.5 to 8 out of 10. Not a complete flop, just needs a cleanup. Nice. C gives it a 10 out of 10. Wow, that's awesome. I had to buy my wife those RAM sticks when they first came out. It's attracted by diamonds. Oh, that's dope. It's a great mid. Yes, for Takuma, this is a mid-range build. This is absolutely just a mid-range build for Takuma. As we go next, we will go to a Xenomorphs build. Let's see. Right now, I'm just flipping through. This is Sergeant Major 22.1. This is an interesting one. Take a look at that one. That's a throwback right there, right, guys? So prices are going down of RAM and other. Yes, so right now the pricing has been slowly dissipating. So things are looking positive. RAM is no longer in the $400 range. We should all be celebrating. It's in more in the $300 range now. So things are certainly getting better in a sense. Oh, I know. Definitely. But hey, man, that's a wonderful build back in the day. That was something that we all aspired to have. This was like you guys remember these type of PC cases? This is like you cared about having as many optical drives as you had. I like them too, but I'm not sure if I want one long term. Yeah, exactly. I had PCs like this back in 2000. Yeah. Like you can't forget. Look at the EVGA sticker on there, the old school EVGA sticker. And then you got the AMD Athlon 64. This is how it used to be. Like you cared about like putting the stickers on like this. But now it's like when you get the stickers, you kind of throw it to the side and you're like, nah, I don't want to put this on my PC. I like it. Now you would just be practically putting it on glass at this point. When you wondered why speakers didn't. Yes. Man, the old nice CRT monitor. Man, those were the days back then. So Takuma has his video. Let's take a look. Let's take a look at it. Oh, he has a. You have just like what I have. You have the Astro. Astro is awesome too. Oh, nice. There you go. That's what we're looking for. We're looking for some lights here. Take a look at that. Quite the beauty here. I have a CRT Samsung 17-inch monitor. It was a beast back in the day. Yeah, absolutely was. Part of owning a PC was taking Mr. Freeze build. I really love the sticks. That RAM is sick. That is sick. Those Royals, I could see why you would want to put them in the jewelry case. That really sticks out. That stands out a lot. Love the look of it. Switch it back here. And we do also have a wonderful, we do have another PC build to show off here. Let me go over to the server. What's up, everybody who has joined into the server? And let's take a look. Okay. I think this is the one that needs help. I think he needs a little bit more help. So your device is going to standby mode. Turns on. Okay. So the one that does need help. So you have a red, you see that red light? What type of motherboard do you have again? If that's the case, it looks a little bit messy. It's hard for me to tell, but I'm assuming that red light, I'm assuming either this, your RAM is not sitting in the correct location. That's probably the more likely case. That's usually the case when that happens. This is another dope build I saw the other day. Unfortunately, he's not here with us today. Fredo has this wonderful PC. This is pretty sick, right? Yeah, please. Definitely. Please share. I bet I bet it rips through. Yeah, 100%. It's gotta. Looks stunning with the lights. Well done, Takuma. So the MSI Z890 LGA18. Yes, check your RAM. I bet it's not in the correct location. You probably don't have it in the correct spots where it should be sitting. So make sure to sit the RAM in the proper locations. Make sure that the RAM is sitting properly, because this can cause your PC not to start properly. And that's usually what that red indicator usually is. So if you do have that issue and it doesn't turn on, give that a shot. So here goes another one right here. And this is Fractional Designs case, right? Yeah, Fractional Designs case. A little bit out of focus, but we can see, take a look in there. This is more of an old school. Well, not really old school, but this is like AM4 ITX, right? I'm assuming. Am I the only no RGB guy on Discord? Maybe. Maybe. Just because RGBs are so common to purchase now, people just end up buying it with it. So go drive a real truck, you won't. Yes, Weenie will tell you about his wonderful adventures driving across states. My question is, like, on the simulators, are there drivers? Like, if you go to specific areas, as Weenie can certainly attest to this, is there drivers out there that act like the drivers from the States? Like, if you're driving into, say, Georgia, they feel like Georgia drivers, and then you drive into, say, But for Europe, it's a little different. You would feel like more like French drivers, and then of course you have the German drivers, and of course you'll have a mix. Does it really feel like when you're on the road that you see those type of drivers out there, or no? Yeah. That would be pretty funny, right? Can you imagine if the simulation was like that, simulated, like it was like real time, and you would have you would see a lot of accidents. Oh, that would be so funny. Uh, Pillow Coon doesn't have RGB. Hey, there's nothing wrong with it. Sometimes it can be a bit. Yeah, AM4 is legendary. As a truck driver, I agree, though I do play one. Ernesto's liking that too. Miami and drivers of Florida, yes. Yes, unfortunately, I have to agree with you. They are not the greatest. I'm sure, and I'm sure you've seen the wonderful driving 95 and everything. I'm sure you see the wonderful cutover from the fast lane all the way to the exit. Without the turn signal at that. So yes, I would think so. They have to be. I mean, I just imagine like just the difficult paths they would have to face. That's a good question. That's the question of the day. Where are all the good drivers at? This is a nice, interesting PC build here. This is ITX, right? I'm going like an ITX type of build. The Dust Eater, yeah, definitely for sure. This is like more like a open bench type of ITX build. In Japan, there are nice drivers. Uh, True. I'm thinking about like but I feel like honestly, like there's rough drivers everywhere when you really think about it. That's like a really good question to ask. There's no light, but it's not posting on my monitor. Yes. So Joku try to adjust your RAM as I mentioned. Adjust your RAM, make sure your PC is completely off, and plug it in. And put it in the correct locations where they should be. One should be pretty much onto the one should be closer to the front of your PC. You should notice because a lot of the newer ones, especially the Z890s, or they'll have, and the X870Es will also have this, and even the B series too. They'll have a metal shield there. So you want to make sure to go to that section. That's the easiest way I can describe it to you. Make sure to connect the RAM in those specific locations. Don't have the RAM sitting directly next to each other. Have them separate from each other. So have them sitting in where they should be. It should boot up your PC. Even try one RAM stick at a time if you can to see if the RAM is the issue. If it's not the RAM, I'll explain what to do in the next step here. So some states are worse than others. In, in heaven. When water falls from the sky here in Arizona, people lose their minds. Yes. The crazy thing, we live in Florida, right? The wild part is, even though you live in Florida, we have a lot of transplants that come to Florida. And of course, when the transplants get here, they don't know how to act. When it rains, they completely slow down, and they put on the hazards or the four ways or however you would like to call it, and then they drive in the rain at roughly about 10 to 15 miles per hour, and that certainly kills a lot of people. Go with 110. Ugh. Should I get Intel Arc B 580 or the RTX 2080 Ti? Try to be 850. You might be impressed with it. There's definitely a majority, and from what you described, it sounds like the BA580 will fit your needs. It's a strong, great GPU in my opinion. It is a great GPU, but it is in slot 2 and slot 4. Okay, and it's fully connected in. And your processor? I was once upgrading memory and knocked off a small capacitor. RAM stopped working in XMP. I replaced the cap, but it didn't fix the speed. At least the system. Oh, that's awesome. At least you were able to fix it. Uh, I'm hoping it's not any worse than the memory here. But try, okay, so Joku, um, what you do is you're going to remove one stick and then try to start the PC. So just for example, remove your RAM, remove slot 4, and then just keep slot 2 in then. Yes, that's exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is. I had 2060 RTX when it was a great GPU. I get nervous when I see new cores on the highway already wrecked. Yeah, I gotta share this something. I know it's not PC related, but just to give you an idea how bad the drivers can be here, I want to share this with you guys because your jaw might drop seeing this. This is the stuff that Sweeney has to deal with every time he drives a truck, and I'm sure it gives him a headache. I'm sure Sweeney's familiar with our wonderful Palmetto highway, or expressway. So here, take a look at this. This is what I got to share with you guys, which it's going to be insane. So here it is. I'm going to shift modes here, and this happened yesterday. You see that, guys? Take a look at that. That's yes. Real life GTA 6. That's Miami. Real life GTA 6. And this was actually quite a wild story. So what happened here during this accident? Yeah, it's terrible, right? Yeah, pretty much. So the crazy thing is, the reason for this accident that happened is because the guy in the pickup driver, he actually ended up committing suicide. He shot himself while he was driving, and his car just pretty much ran on the loose, ran over the cement barricade, and hit the random SUV onto oncoming traffic, and then caused this large commotion. Luckily, the person in the SUV has minor injuries. They're perfectly fine, but obviously the person who was in the pickup truck is dead. So, yeah. So that's Miami. And you get stuck in 4 hours because of pretty much. They actually shut this down, this whole expressway for like roughly like about like what was it? I think it was that. I think it was like longer than that. I think it was 6 hours. They shut it down and they finally reopened it after 6 hours. So you think we're gonna get DDR6 or change to CU DIMM eventually, but let's get back on to the topic here. Enough news, enough fatality news. But yeah, isn't that insane? Yeah, I know. It is insane. That kind of stuff happens every day. Sadly, people are in too much of a hurry. And it's crazy because you're only saving you're probably shaving. And if you're driving fast, you're probably shaving at only like maybe 2 minutes, 3 minutes at the most. And what are those 3 minutes going to get you, to be honest? So I know a lot of people are currently curious about the pricing. The best thing to do, and here you go. Look, 32 gigabytes already, $300. $300 for 32 gigabytes. Talk about things looking better now. But of course, you could get it for 300 if you bundle it specifically. So of course, it's in store only. So you sent it in general. Yeah, he probably was on his way to Micro Center. It was like, oh, matter of fact, it was probably the SSDs. He probably saw the M.2 drives and was like, oh no, I can't do this. And you should go somewhere on bike. Meanwhile, yeah, it's sketchy being on a bike. Still too much for 300 USD for 30. Yes, it should be CL26 at the minimum. 300. I hope not. All right, so let's go in Discord as we got sent something here. That's funny. Am I going to get in debt? So let's go back in the Discord here. Oh, let's hear. There we go. So he posts this. He says, "Am I going to get in debt?" He found some wonderful gold RAM here. Take a look at that. Look at that bling right there. Take that too off the price. My RAM is DDR4 Viper CL14 3600 megatransfer. And you know the crazy thing is, Steve, that it's still technically probably like $300. It's still probably $300, believe it or not. Exactly. So let's see. Questions and answers. Let's go check out. He said he posted it, but I do not see it. Nope. I don't see your post. I do not see your post, Joku. You said you sent it in general? That's your RAM kit. The B dies. So in 500 years, people are going to dig up treasure chest with two. Yes, you know I think I figured out that kind of makes a lot of sense. You know why? Because now that kind of gives you an idea, and what the ending of One Piece could be. And the true One Piece is RAM. It makes perfect sense, right? That's what's in the One Piece. It's RAM. This whole time it was RAM. So Pelican says 4266C 16, 2X16, and they were over 400 back then. Yeah. So Cohen says, in New England 30 years ago, the downpour of rain was so bad, it was like a fire hose, and it was aimed at the windshield. I had to pull over onto the shoulder. No vision. Yeah, sometimes certain rain. Very rare for something like that to happen, but that's pretty wild. Like, why is there some gold RAM chunks in that isn't there? Exactly. So let's see what this kit that Micro Center does feature here. I'll shut off the poll since we pretty much got the majority of the vote here for it, as many people are not as interested in getting 9950X3D2 as of now. So the kit is CL36. Now it is $300. If you buy one, it's $370. Absolutely. Where does this pricing come from sometimes? Because it makes no sense. A reason why it doesn't make sense, because you could look at CL30 right here. If you take a look at CL30 RAM here, they actually had a decent deal on it. Probably not so much anymore. Let's see, DDR5. Amir shows that. Wow. I gotta give it a shot. I do want to play some Pragmata. I must feel like it. Pretty soon, you gotta start. They're gonna start having RAM grills, RAM grills for your teeth. And Corsair Vengeance RGB 32 gigabytes, and this is CL30 for 370. So, tell me how that pricing makes sense, guys. So you can get CL30 for $369.99. And you can get CL36 for practically the same price, which makes no sense. Not at all. That throws me off here. So you click it, it's 100%. You can get it for $370. I don't know where to get the pricing from for the latency differences here. Yeah, strange prices. 32 gigabytes is better option. Yeah, it's really weird. Well, people who bought DDR4 as an investment will be very pissed when... Yeah, it's true. And who knows, I have a feeling Intel was the ones that really were the first ones that came out with the first DDR5 platform and PCI Express 5, right, with Alder Lake. So I wouldn't be surprised if Nova Lake, if they decided to come out with DDR6 and introduce PCI Express 6. Because when you think about it, it's been out roughly about 6 years already. Its introduction was around, not 6 years, 5 years. It's been out for 5 years already. So I wouldn't be surprised if they try to move on to a new generation. Yeah, exactly. So that's exactly what I would do, Steve. I would go exactly CL30. So Dominators look so sick. You don't really want to fit it under most air coolers. Drop my most expensive kit in the general chat. Nice, nice. Let's say, oh wow. I gotta share this. This is hilarious. This is funny. Take a look at that, guys. Talk about money. Look at that. Insane. Nice and wrapped up. Man, that's like, you gotta really store this. Money always. That is the gold mine. So Zane says, man, if I create in real life Jarvis using Llama uncensored model, do I need another PC to run it, or can I run it on the 2080 Ti PC with like a? I mean, you can. It just depends on how big you want your model to be. So you can do it. It just, of course, the more extreme models, depending on how intricate you want to make it, uh, the better the specs, the better. Did Takuma buy that after the prices raised like for two? I know, isn't that crazy? He bought it actually right before the prices. Like the first price increase, he was smart and went to go purchase it, which was pretty wild. And so now Amira sends us this. Oh, this is interesting. Take a look at this, guys, which is the opening of the Pragmata in the oven here. There it is. Coming out. Gearing up for Pragmata 2. That's pretty dope. And has anybody got to play Pragmata yet? Out of curiosity, has anybody given it a shot so far? It looks like a really good game, though. It looks like an excellent game to play. But preferably, I have a great question for you guys. So I'm going to go to Jacob's page. And so when you take a look here, what are your thoughts here of this? I'm going to ask you this because it's going to be pretty much what you guys feel about when it comes to path tracing, when it comes to Pragmata. And you guys let me know if you feel which one looks better. So here it is. They have ray tracing on and off. I know, I got Crimson Desert. I can't wait to start playing it. Oh, it's good. So Amir says it's really good. He said, Hidden Bull says I got hung up in Crimson Desert. And I haven't played. Oh, no. Jennifer says, let's buy a couple of G-Skill Trident Z5 Royal Neo RAM sticks before prices go up. So take a look, guys. What do you think of this example here? This was the example I was looking for with RTX on, with pad tracing on. It looks like this. And then without pad tracing, it looks a little bit more darker, right? So what are your guys' thoughts of that? You should look at the video. Oh, yeah? So you feel like the RTX on looks great quality. Okay? So I'm going to zoom it in real quick too, and let you guys take a better look at that too as well. So that's with RTX on and off. RTX. So with RTX, that's RTX off and RTX on. So you can see the difference between the two. Very interesting to see how different it is between them. Rugal, what's up? Great to see you. Yeah, so that's what I felt, Pillow Coon. I kind of felt like the shadows were kind of on blast. Yeah, big difference, but for sure they are both are pretty good. Yeah, personally for me, I feel like it looked better actually with RTX off. And the reason being is because I feel like RTX on removes too many shadows. It's been pretty decent. Very interesting day. So Amir wants to share this video, this YouTube video with us real quick. So Resident Evil 2 Remake has ray tracing in 1998. Oh, First Light. Oh, nice. Who's excited for this? I gotta I gotta mute this so I don't get in trouble for this. I don't need YouTube delisting me once again. Not delisting, but just stopping the stream over something like this. But what do you guys think of this? I'll turn on. No, I can't turn on the sound because it has Lana Del Rey, so that's going to make it a little bit tougher for me to kind of talk into it. So game looks like great. I like 007. I know. I think everybody's still looking for that golden eye type of feel when it comes to 007. A lot of their games are also really good too. They've been good, but I've been trying to, even me personally, I've been trying to reach out to catch that whole golden eye feel. So Takuma, I will show Takuma's video right after this. Yeah, it has that vibe. Yeah, it looks really amazing. I love how it looks. So, what do you think AMD kept away from doing the X3? Yeah, that's what I'm curious about. Same thing you're thinking, Rugal. I am really curious about, and pretty soon we'll be testing that. We will be testing that 9950 X3D2. So anybody that's just coming in, I will have released the 270K plus benchmarks publicly. So that will be released within the next few hours. So if you are part of our wonderful roundtable, you can feel free to check it out. Um, and it will be fully released to the public by Sunday by 8 a.m. 8 a.m. Eastern. I like RTX off, but DLSS. That makes sense. Meanwhile, Unks when anisotropic filtering it. Yeah, I know. That was like the big thing back then. Just telling him what to buy is going to make it better. Already did your part by helping him get going. That is true. Leon Kennedy now kind of reminds me of everybody feels like Leon Kennedy reminds you of John Wick at this point. Do you think we will see. I am curious about that. We will see. I think it will certainly help certain games that are Unreal, specific games, specific titles that are pretty much CPU reliant as well. Maybe games such as like that anything to do with Unreal Engine 5, like Snake Eater, like Metal Gear Snake Eater remake, or any game that really has that type of engine. I think it will perform better then. What I'm a bit more curious on is how it's going to perform on games where it struggled a little bit, like even Battlefield 6. The X3D also had this weird dynamic to it, to where it just refused to work truly correctly. But hopefully that's been fixed. I'm really curious to see how it performs in that. See what type of usage is being used from the 99X 3D2 on games such as that. I'm getting it. That I'm getting without a doubt. Let's take a look at Takuma here, see what he has sent us, and we are going to our wonderful Discord, and he has his fan, and what's he have there? The 5700X, the 5700X, and the 9950X, and they still got the process of that one. The 9950X3D2, and of course the Trident Z is still stored. That's gold mine. And take a look at that collection. All those 5090s and 5080s. Wild, right? So I already bought oh, you did. You bought it already. Just waiting for what wheel would you recommend me, Weenie? Like, what's a good wheel, you think? Like, what's one of the better wheels? Oh, wow. Look at that drawer. Look at all that RAM and SSDs. Now that's just bragging. I would put it much better in a much better place than a drawer. A plastic drawer. I would definitely put that in a safe. I would 100% would put that into a safe. You do not want... You don't know who's watching, Takuma. You never know who's watching. So you want to make sure to get yourself a nice safe. And I can recommend you a few. There, um, You know what? Let's take a look at some decent safes. So how about this one right here? We can get you. I would highly recommend you. Let's take a look. We're gonna PX9 VD4. So this is what you need. Takuma now. I'm gonna switch back here. This is what you need, Takuma. You need this. So what you do, you have these wonderful safes here. And you want to keep it safe. So when you get access to your RAM and to your SSDs, there we go. Let's take a look. There you go. That's what you need. That's exactly the best way to go about it. You don't need anything missing here. And I know all of you will certainly agree and attest to this. Could trade one of those. Yes. That's one way to get it. My house is a safe. Oh. That's one level up. No, I wish. I didn't. He was my bro. I'm preparing to give new parts to him after school day. Oh, that's pretty dope. That's awesome, Zane. He'll certainly appreciate you. Have you guys seen videos of the how people crash these Red Dead Redemption 2 role playing servers? I find them hilarious. The thing is, Horizon series was better with the wheel than Forza Motorsport. Oh, really? That's interesting. One Piece Luffy was exactly. That's it. And Ella said it best. That's exactly what Luffy is looking for. He's looking to become the pirate king, as long as if he has enough RAM to do so. So Rugal says he's upgraded his phone and had nothing one for a while, and then broke the Xiaomi Poco X8 Pro Max. Chose it because of the massive. Yeah, Apple still feels 5,000 milliamps is too much. I think it has to do with the whole weight side of things. Motorsport is my favorite game right now. Shared my setup in Discord. The PC build I made. Okay, we got a PC build to vote on, guys. You let me know what you guys think of this PC build. I'm going to show Flapjack's PC build. And it is this right here. Oh, wow. Take a look at this, guys. This might be impressive. So you let me know in the chat. What do you rate this build? Now take a look at that. He has a whole seat and column. This is great for Horizon 6, I gotta say. Definitely a great one to take advantage of. There's no light, nothing to post. Maybe I should try HDMI. So nothing is posting now, but maybe I should try. Yeah, there's something that's not connected correctly. You're going to have to reconnect either the RAM, your GPU might not be connected correctly, but you're not getting any lights at all on your motherboard. I have a cheap racing rig. Nice. But hey, it's better than something. Nothing. Because I need to get myself a rig myself. I love racing games. Oh. And take a look. Here it is. With it on. Take a look at that beast. So what do you guys think? What would you rate this from a 1 to a 10? What do you think? Let Flapjack know how you feel about his racing gig. Any CS2? I'm sure there's CS2 players. 10 out of 10 Igor gives it. Nice. And here it is, the nice frontal view, how it feels to sit into the driver's seats. That is close to top tier. 9.5 to 10. Nice. It's a nice 8. 9 out of 10. Nice. Nice. Sounds like everyone's definitely on the The Fanatec is awesome. I love how it looks too. I like how you got everything set up the way it is. It's just clean looking too. Even when I try HDMI, okay, so what you're going to do is so you tried one stick of RAM at a time, right, Joku? And it still didn't work. And if that's the case, you're going to have to try to reconnect your graphics card. See if it's your graphics card. See if you have the correct power going through it as well. Make sure everything is connected because it sounds like something is not connected at this point. I don't like the Motorsport had so much potential to be better, but I got killed last summer, so I stopped playing it because there is no more reason to play it. Blackout curtains, I would give it a 10 out of 10. Yeah, if you get the blackout curtains, man, yeah, you'll really be immersed into the driving spirit. So he needs to reset the BIOS. Yes, I think there's something that is not connected correctly for sure. I think on Joku's, it's either going to be it's definitely got to be more than likely, it's going to be either the video card. He checked his RAM already as it is. It's either that or there's not enough power going through the board, from what it sounds like. Should I use the adapter even though the 12x bit? You could try it. See, so it is spinning the GPU. Are you sure it's correctly connected? Not just the 12-volt high power port, but it's actually sitting in the PCI Express bus correctly. That's a good question. That's a good one too. You could try to reset the BIOS. I miss playing my Forza. Is it a good racing? Yes, absolutely. Gotta get it. You gotta get Ernesto. That's what I. Yes, he says he's plugged into the GPU. He tried HDMI and he's tried DisplayPort, and they both gave him the issue where he was unable to obtain any type of video call, any type of video feed. But how do I remove the battery? I don't have. You don't need to. For your motherboard, you have a reset CMOS. You have an Z890 MSI carbon, correct? So if you have to, let's look it up actually. MSI carbon. Let's see. They have the X870E. So we'll take a look at this one anyway. So here, you see your battery? It's going to be sitting right there. Right there. Next to your PCI Express. So you should be able to access it. But on this motherboard, it should have a reset CMOS here. So let me see. Right here. Clear CMOS. You just hold that button in the back right there. So afterwards, and when you started it, that it's yes. So give that a shot. If that doesn't work, then you're going to have to reset your GPU because it sounds like it's not sitting on the bus correctly. If you're sure the 12-volt high power port's giving it connection, even though it's spinning, sometimes it may, don't let it fool you because even though it might like be spinning and seems like it's getting power, yes, that's what I was afraid of, Weenie. I did not want to get to that step yet. Weenie, I was thinking the same exact thing, and but I didn't want to say that because if it isn't, yeah, you're pretty much screwed at that point. You're gonna have to. Then from what it and so you reset your GPU and you plugged in your ports correctly, and you also have you already checked your RAM, you already reset the CMOS. So all the other step you can do is you're going to have to check your CPU. You're going to have to see if it is. That's like the last step I wanted to get to, But yeah, it's going to get to that point where you're going to have to check it. It may not be sitting correctly. You might have, I don't want to say that part, but you might have a bent pin or something. If that's the case, then that can certainly do it too. Forza Horizon 6 Premium Edition. Yeah, that's a nice one to get. 120. That's and a lot of people are questioning about that. How many people out there has already put their reserve out for Horizon 6? It looks like it's going to be a great game. $120, and it comes with extra cars too and everything. If I'm not mistaken, if Amir can, I think Amir also reserved it too. I remember he told me he got the $120 one too. Who else reserved? I think there was quite a few actually, quite a few reserves out there. I heard quite a few people out there reserved it. Yeah, that's a big thing. That's an awesome advantage there. You could get to play the game a bit early. Early access is always nice. It makes me really want to look at different wheels here. Absolutely. Absolutely. Let me see. Uh, what type of wheels actually? Because I'm about to look at Micro Center to see what they have available. What type of wheels do you think are great? I wish I could fit like a nice like a bucket seat, like full out rig into this studio, but unfortunately it's not that big. It's not big enough for it. Otherwise I would love to have a setup like that. If you're a racing fan, it's worth it, but it's not if it's $70. It's good too. Direct drive, of course, the cheaper the better. I get this version to the premium edition, no regret. It's insane how expensive games are. I bought NBA 2K26 Superstar Edition, then spent €1,000 to my. Hey, that's where all the money comes in. That's from the DLC. Just get the wheel stand and the Moza R3. Okay. Okay, Moza R3. So let me see if they have that. The Moza R3. Is it a bundle or just the you just said the wheel, right? I want the shifter though, man. So this is good. Does it come with the shifter? Is my question. I want to try shifting. Because you know, one of the biggest things when it comes to driving is I love shifting. I prefer manual. Or I guess you could paddle shift now, right? That's what it would have is paddle shifting. No, it's all good, Steve. Or do you have like a gear shifter? Ah, okay. So you buy this. That makes sense. So you buy the clutch pedal and you buy the shifter separate. Ah. So, okay, that's pretty dope. So do you think our friend is trying to use onboard? I hope not. He says it's connected directly to the GPU. Like when he first came in here, he said it was directly connected to the GPU via DisplayPort. So I hope he didn't mess up the biggest thing I feared, and I immediately thought for some reason the same things Weenie thought is that the CPU that is plugged in is not correct. It's not sitting correctly. But that's like the worst case scenario. That's like the worst thing anybody could think of when it comes to it. And I think it's natural when your PC build is not first starting up. So I was hoping most of the time though, it's always the RAM that ends up acting up. It's always not in the correct position or you thought it was in all the way, but it didn't click in properly. Like it was not sitting on the bus properly. That's why I was hoping that's what it would be, but he claimed he reset the RAM and it's connected properly. And he said he tried one set at a time too, just in case if any of the RAM sticks were bad, and it's still not working. So then, of course, we did the whole clear CMOS thing. He says it still doesn't work. And there's also, he says he's reset his GPU and reset the 12-volt high power ports or his PCI Express port on his GPU and still not working correctly. So that leads into The CPU. That's what it has to be. It has to be the CPU. Or he has a defective power supply. It can be either one of those. But he has to be able to measure it out first. That's the thing. But I don't think he has anything to measure it out with. Yes, and it has exactly, and it has a diagnosis light. The Noble Chair Epic Mercedes AMG Pentronas F1. Oh, that's what you have. Just give me a heavy. Ah, nice. That's definitely old school there. Yeah, they say 8 to 10 nanometers is the sweet spot, but it can hurt you. That's why it might be better starting. Oh, okay, okay. That makes sense. Yes. Hey, man, but I got a great deal on this chair. And you know, the funny thing is they recently opened up a Herman Miller store. I wanted to go check it out. But I probably feel I'd probably be the oddball in there because I feel like I wouldn't fit. The board has so the issue is the new Forza Horizon 6 is that the road feels way too wide, don't you agree? For being Japan, yes. It's a little wide, but it depends where you are too. Oh. City wise, it's not actually Japan, it's the roads are pretty decent sized. They're decent sized. Especially if you go out more into the country. They're a bit more wider than so, but the mountains are always tight. So I'm curious if they have like tight paths on the mountains. Like they can get really tight. So Herman Miller is the Oh man. Yes, absolutely. Certainly feels like it. Landscaping is amazing. Also the weather will change. That's what I'm excited about. It makes me want to actually look at the trailer for Horizon 6 here. Let's see. Let's take a look at it. Let's go on YouTube and check it out actually and go check out Horizon 6 right now. Get us all hyped up for it right now. Horizon 6. And we'll see go to the newest one. They got here at Tokyo City. They got actually showing of it. Now tell me what you think. I didn't get to see this one at all, so I'm curious to see how this will look. So here it is. We're in Tokyo City. I apologize for everybody on the phone side of things. I know it's not ideal video image for you guys. But you know what? I could shrink it down, but it'll probably look tiny if I do that. So far, it looks pretty decent. Looks accurate. In-engine footage. Yeah, no, it looks pretty good. Looks about right. That's for Tokyo. Actually looks surprisingly accurate. Um, yes, I can say it. In cities of Japan, they're pretty wide streets sometimes. Outside of the country, it depends. Yes. Yeah, actually, that's exactly like going back here. That's pretty accurate, actually. Like going back here, seeing it, that's pretty on point. That's exactly how it's like. Yep. Yeah, definitely just like this. Yep. I can't wait for it. That's getting me hyped there. Yeah, it's you know why? Because it's probably rendering. It's just like a preview of them like rendering it. Here goes. Ooh, 4K gameplay. Um, official gameplay teaser. We saw. So okay, so let's try going on Forza. We'll try going through the official Forza and see what they have here. So for them, they also have initial drive. I'm expecting Forza 6 to be nominated. It should be. Oh, look at that. Yeah, that actually looks pretty good, actually. The roads are pretty much on point. They're pretty good. They did a pretty good job in Tokyo. The streets look exactly like that. Yeah, yeah, exactly. It looks just like it. Unlike Mexico. Even here, they did a really good job on it. A dust bowl. Racing games is my thing. That's what I would do most. I could see this game being very addictive, easily. This actually is hyping me up for sure. And then here's a good one. Hopefully they show the mountainside here. Yeah, here we go. Let's see how it looks. This will be a good indication to see what it's like here. I don't know. I preferred more Crew Motorsport over Horizon 5. It was way more realistic. Um, this looks pretty wild. Huh. This part I'm not too sure about. This I can't say because I don't remember the mountains being this wide at all. I remember them being much tighter, but it is like a much more snowy atmosphere. Oh yeah, yeah, I bet Takuma. But I know how you feel. I know how you feel. The sounds were insanely well done in Crew. Snowfall, yeah, I do like that. It's like Dirt Rally. That's what it probably is. It's supposed to be like more like a like kind of like a dirt map. But this seems like it'll be fun. Have you tried to No, I have not. The Assetto Corsa Evo. Definitely got to check that out. What's your thoughts of it, Wingy? What do you think of it? Nice, nice. So it looks pretty good. Let's see what the next step is. Let's see. Right here, here we go. Let's see if this is more mountainside. This looks like the mountain too, actually. This seems we have to see them start driving. Once they start driving, we'll see. Then I can say. Yep. Yeah, this is much more like how I remember it. More like this. That's pretty accurate. See, I remember it being more like this. And it gets tighter too. Especially if you go towards the peak. But that's pretty sick though. I love how this looks. Yep. Yep. That's how it looks like. This is what I remember more of. Like something more like this. No, they do not. They're very strict. When it comes to speeding, and they're very strict. Need for Speed is king on car sounds, especially Need for Speed Hot Pursuit from 2010. The biggest things you would worry about places like in Japan and everything, and I'm sure it's the same like in other areas, is like the whole rock slides. You would have to worry more about like mudslides and everything. But yeah, this is how it's like, just like this. It would be pretty wild driving that fast on a mountain. I don't know about that. But yeah, it looks good though. It does look good though. Let's go over to a Micro Center back over. Need for But it'd be nice if they brought back Need for Speed, right? I really miss Need for Speed. Need for Speed was great. But it's almost like if Forza kind of went for that type of feel almost. It's fine. It's an arcade. You won't. that that is true. I honestly love Need for Speed Underground 2 and Carbon. Yes, Carbon was great. That's what it kind of reminds me of, a little bit of Carbon. Yeah. Unbound was not that. Yeah. The thing was, one of them was kind of weird though. I remember Need for Speed, like where it had like those graphics that kind of like threw everything off. Like it would have like drift graphics, which was weird, and it kind of made the game not feel. How do you say? You didn't feel too immersive in the game. Mafia games always had racing in. Oh yeah, Forza Horizon is a lot of show, but I love it. Yeah, I mean it looks really good though. Let's see. Going under over to the. Let's see if there's any price fluctuation real quick on the storage side, because when it comes to storage here, um, last we checked it was looking pretty rough. Let me go back in internal solid state drives. I know $1,000 laptop seems cheap now, which is pretty wild. And then, okay, so they have the XG 7000 2 terabytes for Gen 4, about $289. Still pretty pricey. Samsung's been pricing the most, which is the Samsung 990 EVO 1 terabytes 250. You might as well go king spec at that case. And then inland is Micro Center's brand, which is at 160. Porsche always has like a really nice sound to it. It can't go without Clev, $290 for the C910 2 terabytes. And then they had the Samsung 990 Pro 2 terabytes for $600. That's it. $600, guys. So unfortunately for M.2 drives, these are still kind of expensive. Like Need for Speed Nitro for Wii. Yeah. I think they were a lot of them were really good. Yeah, and a lot of weird spin-offs that were other games for consoles. Yeah, it's really pricey. Like for some reason, it seems like Samsung has been charging a premium for their M.2 drives. Like even if you look at their 8 terabyte, you see how much they charge for it. It was 2,719, but you can get it for $2,299, which is insane. And I remember speaking even to Takuma like about this, like when it fell under $1,000. Remember when it was like $800 when it was on sale, but now it's $2,299. Talking about like purchasing an investment at this point. So Samsung has been charging a lot. Western Digital, it's more of the other brands such as KingSpec and Inland and Clev. There's a few off brands that will sell M.2 drives for a little bit cheaper. Unfortunately, hopefully it's not. It's crazy how much the price difference is between the two, though. It's like such a forward difference between the two. I paid my laptop ASUS G16 $2,400. Nice. But at least you probably got your money's worth out of that PC though. I'm sure it's an excellent PC. But unfortunately, again, on the SSD side, still pretty hefty. Crucial's kind of fair. The P310 1 terabytes 180 with the heatsink still expensive. The P310 is like their PCI Express 4, so it's decent. You could probably get a better price if it's without the heatsink, I would think. Not sure how much extra that they're throwing on there, but if we check out Crucial here, let's see. Let's go check out Crucial. If you check out Crucial, they should have a non-heatsink variant, which should make it a bit cheaper. I remember Hot Pursuit being one I said, yeah, that was one of the real fun ones. I enjoy it. It's my expectation, to be honest. Oh yeah, the ROG Nebula 240. That's a awesome monitor too. I'm glad that you're enjoying it though. So let's see. So they have the MSI Spatium, which is $180. This one's actually a decent NVMe too. So if you're looking for a decent deal, that's probably a good one to go with. SanDisk has theirs. They're with Gen 3. Ew. But $200 for Gen 3 does not sound like a great deal. The T500, which is their PCI Express 5, 2 terabytes. Oh no, this is PCI. It should be. Oh, it's the 505 I'm thinking of. This is a bit pricey again. A little bit more expensive than their average pricing for when it comes for M.2 drives. So unfortunately for M.2, it's still pretty expensive. RAM, it's been dropping somewhat, and some of the pricing makes absolutely no sense when you take a look at it, because if you take a look on their front page here, they'll have it for $300 for CL36. And if you do not purchase a motherboard with this RAM kit, it's going to cost you roughly, where's it at? $370. Makes no sense. Makes no sense if it's $370 because it should be cheaper than that, because you can get CL30 for the same price. So, so just be wary of that when you are purchasing RAM. Just be careful of what you purchase. Check the latency. Again, if you look at the latency here, you could go down to 30 and you can get it for $370. So again, it makes no sense. They have an RGB version where it's even $370 for the Vengeance. Not this Vengeance, but the actual RGB ones. Of course, 64 gigabytes is still expensive. The better deal, honestly, it seems like, is if you go to PC parts here and you go to memory and you say need 64 gigabytes if you're using it for some sort of video editing or something, then you're going to need it's actually just cheaper to purchase two instead of purchasing a 64 gigabyte kit. The 32 gigabyte modules are still pretty expensive. My Gen 5 M.2 Crucial 4 terabyte NVMe's have a huge heatsink. Still runs almost at 60 degrees Celsius when idling. So I'm not looking for a fan to put on it, but it gets busy. It gets 5 degrees Celsius hotter. So maybe this is normal. Yeah, I mean, that's actually not too bad. 60 degrees Celsius is decent. Gen 5 usually typically gets more warmer compared to Gen 4, of course, because of how much speed is really going through it. It's an increased type of voltage, pretty much. But yeah, I'd say 60 degrees Celsius is perfect for like where it's at. I'd worry more if you're like closer to like a much more higher range than 60 degrees Celsius. Like if you're pushing like 75, 80, while it's idling, then that would be really questionable. But yeah, you're looking good there. So when it comes to the RAM and you really want to get something like this, this is the better one. Corsair Vengeance RGB 32 gigabytes. You can get this kit. They have 25 in stock. You get two of these. $370 each kit. Just surprised that idle's that high. Yeah, unfortunately, that's how it is for PCI Express 5. It's a little bit warmer, but not a crazy amount warmer. So when it comes to RAM, this is definitely the better deal. This kit that they do have, the CMH32GX5 M.2 M2 M6 000 Z30, and then for Newegg, let's see what they got here. So for them, always better to go with the kits. Thanks for subscribing, Unreal. Appreciate it. And okay, Igor. Thank you for joining in as always. I appreciate you. Now for RAM here, it's better to always go for the kits. They have a decent one where they have the MSI Tomahawk, they have the RAM kit, and plus they have the 9800 X3D for 1018. Now, of course, you can have the options too of selecting, giving the 270K a shot. They have it for 350 if you're interested in getting that. And let me see. But this is going to be pretty much build your own type of kit. They have the Intel combo, which is $844 versus 1,018. But this is again on the 14700K with the B760. And let's take a look at the RAM here. DDR5, 6000 megahertz. We'll look for standards. And when you look on Newegg, you're always going to want to make sure to click in stock and sold by Newegg, because you want to avoid all those nasty scalpers out there. And they have the V Color Manta, which is a big thing that they're trying to sell here. Let's see if they got any more. Man, that's like most of the kits that they have. And then they have Corsair right here. For their kits, it's $409, so it's a little bit more. So you're going to spend about roughly $30 or $40. It's the not having Micro Center tax, unfortunately. So for anybody out there that's not close to one, you would have to pay pretty much $409. Now they say you can use this promo code, but I'm not too sure how much you can save. And for their CL36 kits, like $440. So yeah, it's a little bit more. So I watched your build video and end it without benchmarks. Did you? Yes, actually, champ, the video for that, for all the benchmarks, I do usually the PC build first, and then I will have the full out benchmarks pretty much posted a little bit later today for the members first, and then it'll be full out public video as soon as 8 a.m. tomorrow Eastern time, with benchmarks and with pretty much everything you can think of, with synthetic benchmarks, gaming benchmarks, and I also even gave it some encoding tests to see how well it would do, and how well it reacts to what else, thermals and voltages as well. So that'll be posted as soon as a little bit later today for the members, in a couple hours, and for those who are waiting for it to publicly drop, it will be released as soon as tomorrow around 8 a.m. Eastern time. So make sure to keep your eyes open for it. Definitely excited for you guys to check that out. Definitely impressive, especially for the pricing that it is. I even give it a rating, what I think of the processor. So if you're thinking the 270K, you're thinking of going that route, definitely take a look at it, and you can hopefully that'll help kind of conclude some thoughts out there for those who are thinking of using their PC for gaming and for or for creating as well. So I did give it some benchmarks also when it came to Photoshop and Premiere as well. Nice. I think it would have been awesome if you mentioned. Yes, I should have. I should have mentioned it, so I'm gonna have to end up like tagging it at the end of the video. Maybe I'll put up a post a little bit later. I'll edit my post and inform everyone that I'll put it in the comments or something and pin it and let them know that there's a benchmark video attached to it too. Yes, I think a lot of people are interested in it. So I gave it good tests. I ran tests such as Monster Hunter's Wilds, and I also ran Black Myth Wukong, Doom, um, quite a few games I gave it. Yes, I'll add the card. It was the RTX 5070 Ti. Um, so all right, gotta get, yeah, for sure. I'll see you on Discord. And yes, all of that will be inside of the video. So I'll have all the specifications, and it will focus mostly on the CPU side of things, but you'll have a good indication of what the specifications are for it. Yes, thank you. Yeah, actually, just about to end up. I mean, YouTube cards when really. Yes. Oh, yes. Yes, I will have that on there. Thanks for asking, Unreal. I'll make sure to throw that in there, and I'll put it also in my pinned comments as well. And I'll put it on the end screen too of the YouTube video. But thank you, everybody. I'm also just about to leave out, get ready to eat some brunch this morning. I hope everyone enjoyed this stream, and I'll definitely keep you guys up to date. I do want to do more streams a little bit later, testing out 270K plus on stream to see how it reacts in games, so you guys can check out the performance on that as soon as this video gets posted as well. So, uh, to answer Yuan's answer, I know he's a bit curious about that. Um, let me see. I think RAM will eventually drop. I don't think M.2s are dropping anytime really soon, unfortunately, until we see a hit with AI, which can be sometime soon, realistically, because it seems that people are pretty much getting like a little bit fatigued from it, especially investors. So because of that, we can see some positive movement then. Well, the new videos have chapters. I really don't use PCs for anything other than gaming. Yes, don't worry. I'll definitely put chapters on them so you can just like skip straight to the benchmarks if you want to. Yes, exactly. So thank you guys so much for joining into this stream. I really do appreciate all of you. And make sure to stay tuned for the upcoming video, as we mentioned. And thank you guys so much for watching. And I thank Champ for coming in. I also thank all of our wonderful members, such as Simply Tacoma, Igor, Pello Kun, Weenie, and of course Ernesto, LSG, Zane, and of course Kon, Urasabi, and Wasabi, of course, and Analyst, and Steve, of course, Havy. I thank all of you guys for coming in, as always. So I learn things every time I watch. Oh yeah, no problem. I'm glad you're learning a lot. I hope you had a lot of fun. And thank you guys. I really do appreciate you guys. And see you guys on Discord. Thank you, Kay. And Hidden Bull, especially. Man, I can't leave that hidden. That I got it though. I'll definitely update you guys if I get the real bit.